just entered the bear crawling nation on the No Agenda Stream.
This is R. Mortimer, and welcome to the other side of life.
So what do we do? Welcome everybody to the other side of live. That's right. We are cranking it out and having a great show tonight so far. We are fully live from the Bears Den in Monticello, Georgia. It's the Morton and McFall show, otherwise known as the other side of live. Tonight's working title for the episode is Discovering Plan B. And to everybody who can hear me in the No Agenda stream, though I'm not sure you can hear me yet.
Yeah, we're good.
In the morning, to everybody in the No Agenda stream. What do you got? What do you got?
In the morning.
Whoop, whoop. So right now, I am going to give a shout out to my buddy here. Hang on, let's do a high five. Because we are in the same room, the dark side of positive, Charles McFall. Say hello, Charles.
Hello, Charles. Dude, your energy level is so awesome. We're sitting here. We're literally got everything set up half an hour at a time because we're so excited. Everything's set. Did you check it? Yeah. Check it in. Okay. Yeah. Everything's set. For the last 5 minutes, it's been.
I'm checking my Instagram.
Tumbleweed, yeah, I played slots on Facebook. Tumbleweeds are flowing through. Boom, man. 8:30 comes on. I was like,
well, also we decided to do a vlog like minutes
last
before.
minute, yeah.
And that helped to amp everything up. So.
It is good to have you back. It's been a year. Well, no, actually, it's been 6 months because you were here in October.
Yep.
For
October, November.
For all that time for my son's birth and all that.
Yeah.
So we did.
Is he 6 months old?
5.
He's big.
5.
He's big.
I know. He's a big. I told you he's the heir apparent.
Yeah, he is.
He's got the long legs.
He's already as big as the other 2 kids.
Yeah, yeah. I feel bad for my kids because they're going to be different. And we thought my son would be big. 'Cause he had a big head, but he's grown into his head. But I think he'll always be tall and slender. My daughter's already at her age. We do the measurements of every 6 months. We measure them at the same age as my son was, where she is now. She's already like an inch taller than he was then.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be a basketball player.
Yeah, she's gonna be tall. And then this baby, he is heavy too.
Yeah, he is.
But he's proportionate. He's not like some roly-poly turd ball.
No. He looks good. He's like, you make good babies.
That's right.
We'll see if you make good adults, but you make good babies.
Rathburn says it's scary that we're both in one room.
It is scary.
It's more scary how many computers we have running.
That's right. Well, we did take a couple of pictures and share them on the now belonging to Facebook Instagram.
We're going to sell bear crawling to Facebook.
There you go.
For $1 billion.
For $1 billion. Yeah, we'll work on that. So, but speaking of new things that we wanted to punch out there and highlight at the beginning of the show, SpeakPipe. SpeakPipe is something that we use that if you want to leave us a voicemail and say, hey, caught your show, really liked it. Hey, caught your show, you guys suck. Whatever you
hey, here's $5.
Here's $5. Anything you want to do, or if you want to throw out a question to us, or you just want to give a shout out, we will A, play it on the show, or B, not play it on the show. If you don't want us to, that's fine.
Sure.
But we want somebody to call our SpeakPipe. Charles, tell them how it's done.
Facebook.com/BC and Tosol. There's a nice tab. It says SpeakPipe, or does yours say voicemail?
Mine says, I don't know. I think it says voicemail.
Anyway, it's got a green speak and like an orange speak. It's obvious.
It's on the right-hand side.
No, on Facebook, it's a tab.
Oh, yeah.
It's a tab. We'll get to that. You told me to tell him. So,
I got zipped it.
On Facebook, it's a whole new show for the next 8 weeks, baby. You can hit the tab. It'll record right through Facebook as long as you got a microphone on your computer. It's easy. Or you can go to theothersideoflive.com or even morningroll.com. Right on the right, it's a nice big tab. It says, please leave us a voicemail. And if you look at it for more than a second, it'll actually pop out a box saying, no, really, leave us a voicemail. And you just click it. It says, can I listen to your microphone? You say, yes, done.
And you have to leave a message, though.
Oh, yeah, you do have to talk.
You have to actually speak to us.
Hello, Morton.
Hello, McFall.
So that's what you do when you call on a SpeakPipe.
And, of course, you could speak to us live right now. Right now, your cue to say right now,
now.
Right now. We got to work on these in-show cues.
I'm like, I don't know the number. Don't point to me.
The number is 813-413-7133. Be a part of the madness. I think it's going to be a crazy show. See what happens when you give me Diet Dr. Pepper just before the show.
Well, I'm going to put something in your diet.
In the secret compartment of my ring, I fill with an Underdog Super Energy Pill. Or Diet Dr. Pepper.
I will have to bring you down some. I'll sneak something into your pepper.
That doesn't sound right.
So last week.
Last week we were talking about, it was episode number 38, Seizing Opportunity. What do you think about that show?
I wasn't there. I skipped it.
You skipped it. I had work to do.
Yeah. It was a great
my
show.
dog ate my show. I couldn't show up. I could not seize that opportunity.
Dude, my recording was
Are we
horrible.
recording right now?
Yeah. I told you it's a go. Look, you can see it going.
I don't see any things move. All right, there they are.
All right, there you go. So, there's somebody's audio went bye-bye, but it's not us. And it's not the stream, so I don't know. And we'll keep going. Seizing Opportunity was great. I thought we had a lot of great points. I can't think of any of them off the top of my head right now. But no, we're talking about you've got to be ready to look for it. It can't come to you in the form of what you expect. You have to be looking around. Jeff, that's right. Jeff Hall came on. We're talking about what do you see? You would think Tortuga Twins, you think just doing festivals. What's the new festival we can do? But that's not what you guys do, is it?
No.
You seize the opportunities of doing your own
That's
videos.
right. We're doing our own stuff, we've got our own projects, side
You do
projects.
corporate parties. I would never would have thought Tortuga Twins were corporate party, and yet there you go.
Yeah, we're kind of big deal.
Yeah, y'all.
In a very small pond.
I am so disappointed I lose out on the whole celebrity factor because my parents have gone to the Ren Fest and seen your show a long time ago, my in-laws, and like, guess what? Our morning mom, which of course Rafael Tortuga, he's in my house. Who? the Tortuga Twins. Who? Oh, I hate you people.
That's why I don't like
the celebrities I know. I can't even show them off.
I don't like when people will introduce us to other people who have never been to Renaissance Festival. They're like, oh, it's a Tortuga Twin. And the other people are like, I have no idea. I'm like, please just tell them I'm a comedian. They understand that. Or just say, this is my friend. And it will let it go at that. You don't have to be like, oh, and the other person feels weird. I feel weird. It's like, all right, thanks. But anyways, as far as seizing opportunities, also we were talking about not dissing on the opportunities that are in front of you. Just, looking at them and going, oh, no, I deserve something better. Oh, no, this isn't big enough for me yet. You know what? Use that opportunity to grow into something bigger. So that is what last week was about. But this week is about discovering Plan B. I did have to look it up again. Discovering Plan B.
It's right here.
That's right. I have a plaque that I bought in a Ross. That's right. I bought it at Ross in El Paso, Texas. And it says, life is all about how you handle Plan B. And the reason for that is because I was crossing the country, going from Arizona, going from the Phoenix area to Atlanta, Georgia area. And just before El Paso, Texas, my car started doing this stutter thing. My truck that is pulling a trailer started doing this stutter thing. And then it started losing power. And then it was, I would pull over to the side of the road and then wait a few minutes and it would be fine. I'd get up again and all this stuff. And I just so happened on a Nissan dealership, which is what it is. I pulled in. And, of course, the next day, they were closed by that time, so we had to get a hotel. For the first time ever in a long time, I'm traveling with two other people. There's a truck and another car, so I wasn't doing this by myself, which I was very grateful for. We got a hotel for the night, and the next day, all day at the Nissan dealership, and they're telling me at the beginning of the day, oh, yeah, it's your transmission. It's going to go. You could make it 5 miles down the road, you could make it as far as the next, couple of 100 miles, but it's going to seize up on you. And that is no bueno in the vernacular of El Paso. That is no bueno. So I had to, at that moment, discover Plan B. And first there was wrapping my mind around this huge cost for my truck. Am I going to replace this vehicle that I've already paid off? Or am I going to buy a new vehicle? So I looked at that and everything was, I was like, no, you know what? I've already paid this off. I'm going to go ahead and suck up the expense of this. And then it's like, okay, well, tomorrow is Good Friday. Sunday is Easter. There are no transmissions in the area. So we have to ship it.
It's like the Mexican capital of the U.S.
They had to get it. Dude, don't despair on these people who helped me out, all right?
I'm not despairing. I'm saying they have stuff.
No, they
fix
didn't.
Things.
They didn't have anything as close. Memphis was the closest. Memphis and Dallas were the only two places. And they're like, oh, yeah, we can get it in by Wednesday, which means you'll be ready to go by Thursday. Let me think. Thursday, 1,400 miles. There is a chance I won't make it. I certainly won't be able to set up with all my merchandise and everything.
Right.
And I have a show by that weekend. I'm like, nope, I'm going to go. Yeah. So what we did was, like, we're going to take Kim's truck. Kim is one of the people with me. We're going to take Kim's truck, and we'll put the trailer on it. Well, what do you mean it doesn't have a trailer hitch? And they're like, don't worry, there's a trailer hitch place down the road. You can get it put on. I'm like, okay. So we had these different hurdles that we had to go over. Eventually, the next day, we have the trailer hooked up, everything hooked up, and we were on our way eastward because I knew I was going to make it all the way to Atlanta, set up, and then fly back and pick up my truck. Now, if you want to see what happened throughout the day, my latest vlog, my latest video blog was shot in segments. And you can go to mordantworld.com and look for that latest video blog. It's about a 10-minute vlog, and it carries you throughout the day of me discovering what all had to be done and trying to remain cheerful through it. That was me discovering Plan B so that I could be here in the Bear's Den.
That's the way it goes. You call me, you're like, guess where I am? I'm like, I don't know. Are you? I'm in El Paso. Okay, and you're like, well, my truck died. I'm like, so you're going to be here Tuesday or what? Because the show goes on, baby.
Now, here's the weird thing with that is that next Tuesday is when I fly back. So I'm not sure where I'm going to be, if I'm going to be. I'm certainly not going to be able to broadcast the show. I'll be calling in. But I've already spoken to it, and she might actually be listening. I've already spoken to Ronnie Rocks about maybe sitting in for me if I can't make it, because I'll be somewhere where there's no phone service.
Yeah, that's not good. You got to plan ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's me planning ahead. And just making sure that I'm grateful the whole way through, looking for the silver lining in all of this. Trying to find that. I mean, it was a silver lining that I was surrounded by good friends. It was a silver lining that somebody had a truck that could pull our Tortuga trailer. It was thinking outside the box and letting go of my preconceived notions of, no, this is the way it has to go, and go, no, I can leave my truck here. I can go there. I can fly back. Discovering my plan B so that the whole thing keeps moving forward. And that's what I did there. And the whole time being grateful for the silver linings that were there. I was actually able to, while I was riding in the truck, somebody was working on their business. And so I was able to coach them and spend, for them, much needed time to help them work out this big step that they were going through. It was almost as if, I don't really necessarily believe that everything happens for a reason, but I believe it can happen for a reason if you make it and use it that way. And I was certainly able to use it that way. And I was very, very grateful for the opportunity I was able to do.
Ties into seizing opportunities.
Seizing opportunity.
And you could have been like, well, it's a big deal. Your truck's dead. Well, right, temporarily dead. And it's a big deal to get it fixed.
Really?
And we're getting stuff. I'm doing my producer stuff. I know there's tones, but I have to hear it or I won't know you text me back.
With you, dude.
So
can they not hear us in the chat room?
Not currently, but we're working on it. Sam crashed. Damn. So
Sam. if anybody 813-413-7133 to nobody who can hear us. All of you listen to the podcast. You can only hear this right now. Right now they can't hear us live.
So call that dumber and leave a voicemail.
And leave a voicemail because I get people who call. I've started ignoring that during the week because nobody leaves a voicemail. We think it's people who shouldn't be calling.
Which I need to put you on that list after. Anyway, we're working on. We're back up. We're live now.
We're live. Hey, so, in the morning. No agenda stream.
Starting over. Let me hit the intro. We'll start over. No. So, but seizing opportunity, you could be down about the truck. You could be down about the money, and what you really are is I've heard you over and over talking about the different opportunities you've had, riding along with people that never happens. You've never done a caravan thing, and you did it this time, and had people there, and you've got it worked out to go back and forth, and it's all about what you can do, not what you can't do, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is up to you to look at it that way. I mean, if you're looking at it like, oh, the universe is out to get me, or God is out to get me, or just, oh, my life sucks because of this and this and this and this. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. You're right. Your life does suck at that moment because it's all about your perception. It's all about how you view what is happening to you. But if you're like, okay, I know this is going to work out. First of all, I know this is going to work out. First of all, I know I'm going to survive this. This too shall pass. Second of all, I can look for some bright side there. Now, you can sit back and think, well, you're just trying to be very Pollyanna. You're always trying to be positive. Yeah, well, it's your life experience. It's your choice whether or not you're going to enjoy something on the light side of the force or the dark side of the force. The light side of, you can enjoy some positive drama where like, oh, look, the truck's going to be fixed, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to help this person work out everything that they're doing, and I'm going to exercise enjoying myself in a difficult situation. Or you can look at the negative drama. My truck's not going to work. This sucks. I don't know how I'm going to get there. This is going to cost me a lot of money.
$6 grand.
$4
That's
grand.
a lot of
$4
change.
grand. $4 grand. The $6 grand is the rear end that needs to be fixed still. But thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
So now I can look at it that way, or I can look at it as, no, this is just fodder for the show. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I had the first day, I went through degrees. That first day, it was almost constant nausea. And then working towards the evening when things started, okay, I'm making some decisions. All right, I had bouts of nausea. I'm like, oh, hey, I'm doing all right. And then I think about it and go, oh, I'm sick to my stomach. And then the next day, by the time I was moving on and helping somebody else with the issues that they were going through, almost no nausea. So, yeah, of course, you get rocked from the punches. You're allowed to reel from the punch. You're allowed to be knocked down. But you get back up when you're ready, and your jaw's going to hurt a little bit. But you get back
keep me
up.
down?
Never going to keep me down. I get knocked down.
There you go.
Whoop, whoop.
That's a beautiful thing being in studio.
That's right. Discovering Plan B, brother.
So.
Yep, there you go. The other part of discovering, what, you have something?
I just want to say thanks to Gitmo Slave. We don't have a Plan B for being live. And Gitmo Slave at home, you know, I texted him real quick, and he got us back up and running. And yeah, I think that deserves a comment that on his time off with his family, he still reaches out and tries to fix things.
Thank you, Gitmo Slave. Thank you very much.
And computers are computers. I mean, they do what they do, and people love to compare. Well, I thought you said the new stuff. It is better. New stuff is better, but computers are computers, and we can't pay somebody 48 hours a day to sit around and monitor this thing live like radio stations. But, you know, we do what we can. Where can they go to download this?
They can go to, it's available on iTunes, or you can go to theothersideoflive.com where you can listen to this. They're live. Well, it's not live anymore, but you can listen to it via the internet. But if you have iTunes, it's available there.
Right. You can put it in any RSS and any feeder, catcher, whatever. Download the podcast. It's available by Friday. No, by Thursday morning.
Usually by Thursday morning.
Week.
Sometimes by Wednesday night, because we're like, yo, we're like that, yo.
We try.
We have minions that do the business, and they do it real goods, yo. I don't know. I'm talking like the people I was driving with. This is what we did the whole time. So I apologize for my speak, but yo, this is what you're getting. This is the voice that I am throwing out there. I am in the bear's den, and I am discovering Plan B. Obviously, my Plan B is not me with this voice. But
so yeah, I took down his microphone, so you don't have to suffer through that. What? You can't. I did take your.
Did
microphone.
you really turn it down?
I turned you down. Oh. So what other things, what lessons are you learning? That seemed very succinct, and it seemed like we have more to dive into with Plan B. Well, you don't always have a Plan B, do you?
No, that's why I said discovering Plan B. Sometimes you got to go, okay, look, first of all, usually when you decide to take a trip or whatever it is, you're on this journey in your life, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. And then, you know, you get hit with something, you get rocked with something, or you discover, wow, I don't want to do this anymore. And then you have to kind of shift your thinking from no, this is the way it is, because we have a tendency to hold on to that. No, this is the way it is. I take my truck and I drive across country, and that's what I do every time. It's not going to be different. I have to stay with my truck. I have to do that. No, you don't. You don't have to do that at all. If you begin thinking outside of the box, you can discover that, no, you can let go of those things so that you can move forward, so that you can be in the right place at the right time. So that when you're not only rediscovering what you're going to do on a trip, or possibly on your journey in life, you're reinventing yourself, William Shatner.
Yeah.
You know, from Star Trek icon to now a very funny actor. Now he has a lot more work than he ever did before, because he could laugh at himself, because he could reinvent himself. The same thing with us. Tortuga Twins, now moving on to motivational coaching and consulting. Come on, that's a wide divergence. and I'm kind of straddling both sides of the stream here, but doing it successfully. But I'm discovering my Plan B, and I'm really, really enjoying this. Just before we started doing the show tonight, I was sitting back and looking at the setup with the show and everything, and I'm like, you know what? I really like doing this. You know, I like it more here in the Bear's Den, but I really like talking to everybody. And I like it when you call in 813-413-7133. Pick up the phone. Give us a call. I think I'm going to take a breath now.
Good for you. But I don't like planning for Plan B. I really don't. Now, not to say that thinking 5 steps ahead is not a good thing, but that's my Plan A, is always thinking 5 steps ahead. And this beautiful mug I have over here, says Bear Crawling number 100. It has 8809, was when I hit my 100 show.
I see the mug. Let me see.
You ever seen the mug? My wife got this made for me.
Look at that.
She got that made for me. It's the first time I ever hit a milestone with anything I ever did. And she was proud of me. We had a huge party here, so long before I actually knew you. And we had people fly. Steve was here. People flew in. It was a blast. But the thing was, I don't know why I brought that up. Why did I bring that up? I thought about playing for Plan B. Oh, at that party, I had a car. We called it the Ghetto Sled. It was $700 cash. And I had to invest another $1,000 in it just to keep it running, basically over a year. But it did. It was a Ghetto Sled. I mean, it was nasty, beat up, green. The trunk had no lock, had dents and scratches, but it ran. And that's all I needed it to do at that time. Pulling it down my big, steep driveway out here, backing it out so that people could get in and out to the house for the party and this and that and the other. It died. It rolled. It cranked. It started backing up. It died, rolled into the street, and wouldn't crank again. I had to get people to help me push it off to the side of the road.
At this house?
Yeah, right here.
So you're lucky it just rolled into the street and didn't keep rolling.
I had brakes. I wasn't like, oh my goodness.
We're going downhill. Look out. It's the neighbor's house.
No, we'll miss the neighbor's house. We'll get straight to the lake if you don't have a billion pine trees on the way.
Which
here.
you will.
Yes, you will. Oh, I have to take you out tomorrow and show you the storm damage. You'll love it. The big, huge storm, there's tornadoes in the area, and I think a little tornado came through here, and I'll show you tomorrow. Tons of storm damage out here in the pine trees, but that's neither here nor there. Plan B. So the car died, and I was like, you know what? I'm not putting any more money into this. I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll have to do something. As much as we don't want to be in debt, as much as we hated getting new debt, we went with buying the minivan because it's what our family needed. And sometimes that's part of seizing opportunity. Sometimes your plan B is the opportunity, right? So if you plan for plan B, you're doing a vlog.
I am doing a vlog. Right now I am doing a vlog because we started one just before the show, and I thought, we need to add a little bit more to it. And I don't know, my ADD brain is kicking in, and I'm just like, squirrel!
So that's cool. But would you agree, if you plan for plan B, you can't always seize opportunities, can you?
Well, I think that planning for plan B, okay, I'm going to stop the vlog right now because I can't do that many things at once. Welcome to my modern world, blah. I think that, as I was speaking with this woman about her new business opportunity, she's like, well, this might happen, and this might happen, and this might happen. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm not saying that they're going to happen, and you certainly don't want to focus on the negative, but have something set in place in your brain so that if they do happen, you're like, oh, then I'll just do this. The title of this show today is Discovering Plan B, because sometimes we get blindsided by stuff. And you have to, it's opening up your mind to the possibility of something new, of something else. Hey, no, my plan was to do this. Well, you know what? Plan A is not working. How about plan B? And sometimes plan B requires letting go completely of plan A. And that's why it's discovering it. However, if you're going into some kind of venture, if you're going into something that involves, your business or relationship or whatever it is you're going to do, and there are other things that might happen, sure, setting down and going, okay, this might happen, so then I'll do this. This might happen, so that's just called planning. And I think that's always a good idea. I'm not trying to take the spontaneity out of it. That's like when we have our set list right here. I always like to have a set list. And I always say, look, this can be thrown away, but I have it. We can go back to it. We can go, hey, look, we talked about this point. That leads me to this point over here. But who knows? When somebody calls in, we may go someplace completely different. So it's just having something in place.
Absolutely. But like you said, I call that planning as well. So for me, plan B means looking around for the opportunities. What happens now? And you could cry in your truck all day long, and El Paso is not going to get you to Georgia. You went, well, what do I have to work with, and what can I do? And of course, you called your superhero. You called me, and I told you what to do, and then you didn't do any of it. That's okay. No, I really tell you what to.
I called a number of my superheroes friends. That I called my car friends. I called my redneck truck friends. I'm like, what do you think is? And I took everybody's counsel, and then I made the final decision. He goes, ultimately, I'm responsible for my own experience. Same thing with you. Yes, you can get a lot of counsel from people, but then you got to go, okay, this is the best decision for me. This is the decision I'm making. Whether or not it is the best, it will become the best because my life will unfold that way. So that's what's going on in that.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted for a second.
I'm sorry you're distracted too.
I got my plan B. You know, Glee's on tonight. I have to check in and get my sticker. Glee's on. I have to get my sticker.
Are you checking in?
Oh, yes. Hold on. Shh. I got to get this done. I have to concentrate. Glee. There it is.
And Charles knows that I'm a Glee fan. I know that he is a Glee fan. We're both straight against hate. but we are definitely Glee fans, and now he's rubbing this in my face. Oh, I have something for you. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah?
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, I have something for you. For
Shoot.
you.
I hit the wrong button. So, do you? Do you? I don't think you do.
I don't think I do.
So now I'm gonna let the world see. Oh, somebody spilled the glue. You stink. GetGlue app.
All right. So our good friend, Casey Westerfeld, has started a business where she is making, I don't know what to call them. They're like bracelet things. But she
like a pararope type bracelet.
Yeah, but with different designs and stuff. And I really looked at them and I was like, you know what? I like those. And she had a bunch of different versions. And I wound up buying a bunch of them because I just liked them. And she talked to you about this sometime and said she was going to make one for you.
Yes, she did.
And she did make one and she had me deliver it.
Oh, you throw it at me. And there she is. Casey's in the room. Casey.
That's right. And I believe her, if you want to check out the kind of stuff that she does, I think it's.fair.com, and that's
KNOT.
KNOTFAIRE.com.
Yeah.
And, of course, we'll put a link up to it. So there you go.
Boom. I am the #1 checker enter for Glee with my friends.
I loathe and detest you right now.
And I got the Big Brother sticker. With how will Blaine react when it's older? Never mind.
Really, dude.
That's my plan B. Let's see what's
Now,
on TV.
Is there anything that you wanted to talk about as far as your plan B and something that's going on different in your life?
Thank you, Casey.
Casey.
This is beautiful. It's brown and black, bear crawling colors.
It is. It's the exact color of brown, in fact. I looked at that. Is it the right size?
Yeah, I just can't. Don't do jewelry, so I'm not. There we go. Yeah. Look, it fits. You don't want to know what happened.
No.
I'm actually. We'll go to the next topic. That's a good change there.
It's a good segue.
And you did spell it right. She puts it in the chat room. You did spell it right. ITSKNOTFAIRE. It's not fair.com. So you mentioned that. Well, I mentioned you because you're always talking. Well, not always. I don't want to make it sound that negative. You have mentioned in the past about my health and that you want me to be around forever and that you worry about me and this and that and the other. So one of the first things I shared with you.
It's kind of a Big Brother thing. It's not a Glee thing. I just want to point that out right now. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
You know, they're graduating high school this year.
No! I mean, that's cool, dude. Whatever. I don't watch I watch Dexter a lot more than I watch Glee.
Yeah, whatever. So, but you always talk about the health and things. And so the first thing I shared with you was, I don't know if I'd even call it a diet, but I've been being healthier. I'm using, a friend of mine recommended an app for my tablet and phone, and it's a .com too called Lose It, LOSE, loseit.com. And really for me, it's worked out to be like a money budget. It was about knowing what you're doing throughout the day, seeing how, in fact, I said, well, this is where I started. This is my goal. It says it'll take me to like Valentine's of 2014 to get there just by eating. I mean, without doing exercises.
Right.
And it set the calorie limits, and all I do is log in when I've eaten every day, and it's changed my habits in the sense of I eat what I want, and I eat less because I'm going, well, I really want to concentrate on being full, and your beer has calories. So I'm like, I got to save my calories from my beer and my scotch, you know. So I'm like, it's just calories, it's much like Weight Watchers, I guess, but free. And there's no special food. And I've just been logging it. And it seems to be doing fairly well for me. I'm trying to do some exercises. I'm not very good at that. That is a beautiful bracelet. I'm motioning with my hand, and it's catching my eye. Like,
yeah,
wow,
cool?
that's awesome.
I'll show you all
Casey.
the ones that I have, all the designs. She didn't give me one. I had to buy all mine. I'm just saying. You're special. When I did that, she goes, and I made a face. She goes, well, I'll give you one. Then I'm like, no, I'll buy them all. I don't care. Stupid.
Value for value. I was willing to buy one, but I thank you for it makes me feel special. So when Mornit says it's our show, I actually feel like he means it.
So how long have you been on this plan? What's
3 weeks, I think.
What's the official name of it? Do you have it?
Lose It, LOSE, loseit.com.
So 3 weeks. Have you noticed anything about it? Have you noticed a change in yourself?
I have noticed. Let me see. I was going to tell you how long I've been on it. I've just noticed a better eating because sometimes, especially with work, you get bored and your mind's not challenged, and all of a sudden you're hungry because you're bored. Or I'll get a bowl of food. Now, I don't know what it is. I've never been a starving child in Africa, but I act like it sometimes. Because I hate to throw away food.
Right.
Or if I have a bowl of something, I'm like, well, I got to finish that.
Did your mom tell you when you were growing up, you better finish all that? Oh, you have to finish your whole plate?
No, but she did give me my weight issues about,
Right.
emotional damage and whatnot. Where is my log?
So he's looking up the outline.
Sorry, I'm looking up. I've got...
He's walking forward to the green.
I
All being quiet. He's picking out the right club. He's opening up his app.
It doesn't give me an
picking the
exact
Angry
time.
Birds
It
app?
looks
No.
like it's been about 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
And do you notice that you have more energy, or is there any kind of anything that you've noticed?
I can't attribute it directly to the diet.
Has it affected your lovemaking?
I think I'm better at it. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
That'll be a test to see if your wife's actually listening.
So yeah, they might be downstairs listening. Yeah.
And the kids are listening to, Mama, what is lovemaking? Oh, Uncle Morton has to go.
I've got a story from my show on that. Anyway.
Okay.
But not for here.
When is your show?
Thursday nights, 9:30 p.m. Eastern on No Agenda Stream.
How about that?
Bear Crawl. Actually, it's bcn.nagradio.com right now. You can find the live stuff there because I'm still having to mess around with my idiot servers.
But wait a minute, where can they, this is not the only place that you will hear Mordant and McFall. You can actually tune in to McFall and Mordant tomorrow morning.
That's right. We are doing a very special Chaos and Coffee here on No Agenda. Tune In app or tunein.com, TUNE. Gets it on your phone for on your way to work. Oh. We are listening downstairs. Got confirmation there. Awesome. So TuneIn app is Coffee and Chaos from 8:39. Then we're doing a very special Dirty Boxers, where our Morning Mon gets to find out the true love of his life is not really his love. I don't know. That's the after school special voice.
Are we gonna? What is Dirty Boxers?
Dirty Boxers is a morning
we
show.
wear, or
It's all about airing your laundry. It's a funny English show, and we're not funny
we
or
have
English.
to talk like this, do we? Can we not? Because they'll just
you.
hate us.
So it's going to be just us hanging out on the FM radio stations for 2 hours tomorrow morning. It'll be fun.
So we can't say naughty words like.
You don't even want to say it on your show. So we're talking about weight loss. You had made some observations earlier when I brought it up. You don't remember what those observations are? You don't want to talk about it?
No, I don't remember.
You were saying, well, you asked me, it's like, what made you want to do this? And as I was thinking about my answer, you're like, well, do you want to talk about on the show? Because you don't like talking about,
Yeah.
I grew up getting made fun of for my weight. I am a very
that's
big
what
guy.
I said. I don't like. You said you didn't say anything about it. I told you on diet plan, blah blah. I'm like, dude, I already know that you've been picked on. I'm not going to say anything about this unless you really.
You get picked on both ways, both negative and positive. You get the people who make fun of you negatively.
Right.
Then you get the health nuts.
Damn those people.
The religious
Really
zealot
trying to
health
help
nuts.
you out and make your life better. Oh God, I can't stand them.
Really?
Well, health nuts.
Health
Other
nuts.
nuts.
Nuts. Where
You
it's
mean like vegetarians?
where you meant.
There's nothing
there's
wrong with a
good
vegetarian meal that a little bit of meat won't fix. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Oh,
saying.
Ronnie Rocks would so disagree with you.
I started juicing.
Steroids?
No, you take it like a juicer and you take the vegetable and you put it in there and it goes whirr, and it squirts out juice. And it's actually very, very good. And I found a
It's not
juicer
for me.
well, I don't just juice. I supplement my meal with it.
You shouldn't call it that
I
either.
juice and then I have a burger and then I juice some more later on at night. All right? I'm a juicer. I juice.
Okay, whatever works for
Lala
you.
Siegfried said I'm totally rad.
I'm a beerer. I beer in
You
the
beer?
morning. And then coffee for breakfast.
Well, I bet
beer
you
for
we
dinner.
could juice the hops.
Yeah, probably. So what spawned it was, I don't remember exactly where I was.
Rock Girl says almonds are great health nuts.
No, I'm talking about the health nut, the people who were like, honestly, I love David to death. I call him a health nut all the time. I tell Sean,
David, DCP.
DCP, David Powell, Go Big Labs. Because he has gone from a big guy to a little guy, a very strong little guy.
I've never seen a picture of him big, but I hear he was.
He was, I guess, my size. I mean, you could really see it in his face.
He was your size, and he's
I don't know
much shorter
about.
than you.
I don't know if he was like my weight, but I'm talking about proportional. I mean, he was not fat. I wouldn't say, well, you're a fat chump, but you could see it,
Right.
Especially seeing him now. So yeah, but he's that guy who's like, go to the gym every week and he'll talk to me like I'll talk about, let's just say use for example the Renfest. Oh, I'm gonna get a turkey leg. Oh man, that's so bad for you. You got to. I'm like, David, baby, smack, shut up, man. I will sit on you and make you eat a snow cone. Stop it. But you have the good and the bad, and I just don't like dealing with any of it. And I finally got motivated because I was walking somewhere, and I found myself out of breath, and I put it on Facebook. It was a couple weeks ago. I put it on Facebook and Twitter. It's like, I'm tired of being fat. I'm just trying to find the energy to do something about it now. And that's when the recommendation came for this app, and I started using it, and literally it's just been tracking what I eat. I set the goals. I'm set to lose 2 pounds a week, and it's still 3,000 calories. And there's many days I don't eat 3,000 calories because it just focused my mind.
Can you save those up? Like if you don't eat, if you like eat 2,500, can you like the next day, can you eat 3,500 calories?
If I really wanted to.
Like,
but
so like we can
I
have
just
ice
don't
cream
need
and
to.
stuff?
I didn't need to. No, ice cream, I measured. I mean, I still eat ice cream
I hear
cake.
there's ice cream cake in the house.
We do. One piece left for you.
Whoop, whoop.
So
After this show, yo, were you supposed to give me something or tell me something or do something?
oh, I
during the
have.
show?
I do have.
We are so ADD tonight. It's
Woo!
awesome.
It's
I'm
the
like,
first show
squirrel.
back together. So
And then we have to do Success Freak still.
Yes, we do. But that is, we'll do. I'll do your thing after the 5-minute warning.
Fine. Well, then you have more to
You
say?
know what? I'm going to do the Instagram. They've asked for Instagram. I'll do a nice clean picture so you can see the beauty of the bracelets.
Do we have to talk about this while you do the fiddling around with the camera thing, or can I go?
I'm
on with
promoting
the
on the
live
show.
radio show that we're on.
I have a knife somewhere, I'm sure.
I will cut a DJ.
I don't know. I mean, you have questions? You have
No, I'm just.
anything to
I was
say?
going to move on to Success Freaks. We can come back to it.
Do you want me to play the
play the thing?
jingle?
Play the thing.
The thing.
Play the jingle.
Success Freaks. Success Freaks.
Wait for it. My favorite part.
Success Freaks.
And in case you cannot tell, he's actually saying goal, which is, your success free. We're moving towards our goals, which is why that's there. Hello. So this month on Success Freaks, where they talk about uncovering your special talent. What's my special purpose?
See, I did not read my chapter. I do apologize. I've had a lot of stuff going on.
Dude, you've been working on
business-wise.
your special talent. But
Yeah.
last week it was, or last month it was, wasn't it life missions? Before that it was,
It was the last month with the tombstone and the three
that was
things
life
and working
missions.
back.
That
Okay,
was
that's
life missions, where
All right.
you're like, okay, this is what I'm working on. Here's my goals. Here's my plan for working on what I say I want to be known for, what I say that I love. And before that, you worked on your love letter to yourself so you can discover what is it that you love. And that way you can make your choices about your business, about your jobs, instead of just going, well, this one pays a little bit more, but hey, this one over here that pays a little bit less, I'm actually doing something I love, or living in a place that I love, or, blah, 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 I love. So you can make those choices. This time it talks about uncovering your special talent so that you can begin to start cutting away everything else that is not your special talent in your work. And it actually says that as you begin to do that, you're going to become better. You're going to become better at it, and you're going to be making more money doing it that way. When you think about things like, well, what if I discover my special talents, but it has nothing to do with my job, and somebody else is doing this in my job.
Mm-hmm.
They told the story about the salesman who was basically making about $60,000 a year, and he would see 3 or 4 clients a week, and the rest of the time was making cold calls, which he hated, and doing the
it's the
paperwork,
worst.
which he hated, and all this other stuff. So he was, he was all right. There was a lot of absenteeism and just calling in sick, etc. Well, suddenly they got a new manager, and the new manager put interviews out for everybody to find out what it is that they really love doing. And the guy was like, okay, here's what you're going to wind up doing. We're going to set up calls for, or sales calls for you that are already set up. They're going to come in. They're not actually calls on the phone. They're going to come in. You're going to talk to them, and you're going to demo your stuff, and we're going to let you do one at 1 o'clock, at 2 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, at 4 o'clock. And he goes, okay, and then you go home. Well, no, I have other stuff that I can do. I said, no. Then you have to go home. You have to go home. You have to relax. You have to be with your family. Well, I can't do that. Who's going to make the cold calls? Who's going to, do all the paperwork afterwards? He's like, there are people in this office who love doing that kind of stuff and hate doing the selling stuff. They're going to do that for you. We're all a team now. So what happened then for this guy, within the span of 1 month, he went from $60,000 a year to $300,000 a year. And what was happening for him was that he was doing $60,000 job at about, a portion of the week, and the rest of the time he was working at a $15,000 job. So when they made that switch, everybody made more money. There was less absenteeism because everybody was doing what they want, and they were all working on their special talent. So how is it? Okay, I just saw Tangent Man.
Oh, I call dibs. I got. They're calling us Tangent Man and his sidekick Squirrely Boy. So I call dibs on Tangent Man.
Why am I Squirrely Boy?
Because you didn't call dibs.
I'm Squirrely Man or Squirrely Dude. Squirrely Dude, not Squirrely Boy. Yo.
See, you're not telling your story.
Anyways, success freaks. So what you do to uncover your special talent is you think of what brings you the greatest joy at work. Think about what the thing that you really love doing, okay? And then think about what you always do first if you have an option. What do you like, okay, I have my list of stuff doing, well, what do I always do first? Well, I always go to this thing first. Me personally, I'll always, I'll take care of my affirmations and stuff, and then maybe I'll do a vlog, or you know what? Honestly, if Charles calls me, or I have to call Charles about anything to do with Tosol or any of our radio show, I'll happily take it.
Always takes priority.
Always, I'm on that. That's always
and that's
first.
a bad thing sometimes, because sometimes you got stuff you need to do.
Yeah, I know.
And you'll go, I'll just be like, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I'm glad you called because I was trying to work. I'm like, well, okay, no, let's talk.
But when it comes to doing the paperwork, setting up the taxes for the Tortuga twins, or doing any kind of paperwork, dude, bottom of the list. Even though I need to do it, bottom of the list. Mm-hmm. So I don't enjoy that at all. Doing merchandising things, setting up new merchandise stuff. Although it is part of our business and I can do it, I know how to do it. It's not the height of what I want to do. Working on what the new show is going to be about. Working on what I'm going to do as far as taking the show to another level.
Right.
As far as branching out and doing other things with that. That's what I always do first. So think of what you always do first if you have the option. The other thing is think of what you make the most money doing, or you would like to make the most money doing.
Well, that's what you love.
Yeah. For me, I love on-camera acting as well. I love any kind of... I better have my book here. Yeah, because I have my list. Any kind of media stuff, things like that. Another thing that I will always do first: motivational coaching or consulting. If somebody calls me that I'm coaching or has something that excites me about helping them out, I'm all about it. And suddenly other things are done with the back burner. Think about what you are most skilled at or would love to become most skilled at. And these are the things that are probably your special talent. Now, it doesn't mean that this is not going to change. It doesn't mean that you are locked into this. It means that this is what you begin with. And if you still don't have an idea for what that might be, email 10 friends for help. And I'm going to actually read the example they have in the book here that they talk about how you do that. All right, they have the email. Okay, here's what he says. What should I do if I am unsure about what my special talents are? You will be relieved to know that I have an answer that has helped many monthly mentor members over the years. Simply select 10 people you know well and send them following email. Dear Julianne, or whoever your friend is, you know me well, indeed so well that in some ways you may know me better than I know myself. I am reading a book that, turn the page, instructs me to ask a friend to help me. And I am hoping that you would be that friend. Would you please take a few minutes to email me back a list of about 10 special talents that you see that I have? I would greatly appreciate your input and support. That's the email. After several friends have replied, use their input to create a single list of your own special talents. It's fun and enlightening exercise. So there you go. Those are the don't hit the microphone. Those are the things that you can do to discover your special talents. I recommend picking up the book, Double Your Income, Doing What You Love, and you follow along with us. Every month we're doing another chapter. We are now, of course, this is at the end of chapter
We're in April,
4.
so chapter 4.
There you go. I can't count. Shut up.
That's all right.
And he says, you want to have your special talents 3 to 5, no more than 5. I picked 5 because I'm that guy. So my number one special talent, and these are no specific order, but stuff that I really like doing, etc. Motivating and coaching. I really enjoy doing that. Number 2, media performance. That includes podcasting, radio. It includes my vlogs, any kind of stuff. When I was consulting for Orion Care Solutions, I got to film a bunch of their vlogs, and I really enjoyed helping the people, bringing out their own talent, setting up their scenes and things like that. So I really enjoyed media performance and helping with that. Acting. I like acting on stage. I like acting in front of the camera. I think it is one of my special talents, and I've spent the last 25 plus years honing it. Number 4, consulting and brainstorming. So like I said, with Orion Care Solutions, helping them with their social media, which is what I'm doing. Every time I come here to Georgia, one of the people I really like getting in touch with is Ronnie Rocks, our good friend.
Yes, ma'am.
And she's always working on a new project, and I'm always there to help brainstorm with her. In fact, she is working on a brand new project that I am not yet at liberty to say, and she's going to bring me in to help brainstorm on that, and I'm really looking forward to it. Number 5, directing and leading. And I only add this because of my experience lately with Orion Care Solutions. I really enjoyed setting up the shots, shooting people, doing the video with them, and helping them, because of what I've learned with my on-camera acting class, helping them bring out the best performance they could on topics that they were just talking about.
Now, this is a list of things that you love that you're also good at, or things that you would like to try, or things that other people think you're good at?
Yes to all of the above.
Okay.
This is yes to all those things. And this may, I'm not necessarily locked into this as my special talents. I may discover later on that, okay, maybe this one thing I really don't love it as much. Or maybe something else will come to the fore, and I'm like, oh, wow, I'm really, really good at that, and I want to explore that more. But this chapter talks about all the other things that you do in your life are pulling you away from a great work experience and life experience. You're going to find that if you can get rid of, or if you can pass on those other things you don't like to do to people who like to do them, and only do those things that you love doing, your special talents, you're going to find that your joy for your work is going to grow, your life experience is going to get better, the money's going to get better, everything. So this is the stage number 4 in double your income doing what you love. This is more about doing what you love. At the very least, and I'm sorry, Charles, keep trying to jump in. At the very least, even if you say, you know what, I can't do this, I have all these other things that I want to do, or that I have to do for work, I don't have time for this, that's fine. Give yourself the freedom and the respect to discover your special talents. You at least owe that to yourself. You can choose to ignore that. You can choose to go contrary to a great life or whatever it is, because you have to do this other stuff. But you at least owe it to yourself to find out what your special talents are. Go, Chalmers.
You know what I noticed is not on that list?
Well, no.
Take a wild stab.
I don't know.
Writing.
Oh, yeah, it's not on that list, is it?
No, it's not. That's interesting. I just find it interesting that it doesn't come to your forefront of your mind when you're making your...
it came
I'm
up.
talking! Woo! I just find it interesting that it doesn't jump to the forefront of your mind. I would have put at least those 5 things down. Maybe not the leadership thing. I haven't seen you in a leadership role too much yet. Although I do come to you when I have questions of what should I do in business, or here's my ideas. Definitely that kind of falls in the coaching / leadership direction. I agree with all 5 of those things. You and I have had the conversations about, I don't see the writing thing. I just find it interesting that it didn't jump onto your list.
You know what? And I kept thinking about it, and honestly, the main reason is I tend to put it off. I don't jump to it. I write very well, I think. I've spent years honing that ability. I'm kind of a punctuation and grammar Nazi, and it drives me nuts when other people are doing stuff. But I'll tell you, it's not something that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do this. I'll put it off until I have to. Once I get into it, it's great. I mean, I have my fantasy thriller with an espionage twist that has 800 some pages of single space stuff that still needs to be worked out. A great story that should get out there, but you know what? I'm not jumping into it. That's very telling. Who knows if I might not jump into it later. Actually, because of this, I've actually thought of bringing in another writer and going, look, here's my ideas. Will you help me write this? Let's work on this together so that this gets done. Because honestly, with what I'm doing, I do need to get a book out there. But if this is not my special talent, why don't I bring somebody in to do that? So yeah, you're right. It's a very telling thing.
Observations. That's what I'm getting
Not a
paid
bad
for.
observation. 813-413-7133. Call in, chime in the morning. Gitmo Slave.
That's not Gitmo Slave. That's Gitmo Shirts. He runs GitmoShirts.com. He makes great shirts for No Agenda Nation.
Okay. Wow.
It is confusing because we have Gitmo Slave. We're used to Gitmo Slave being Gitmo Bot, Gitmo Tab.
In the morning, shameless plug.
He came out. He loved the show this morning. He came out to Coffee and Chaos, Chaos and Coffee, and I always say it both ways because I forget. I'm bad like that. And here's an interesting thing, talking about seizing opportunities and doing what you love. I love to help people. Now, I don't have a list. I didn't read my chapter. I'm bad.
Well, you need to do that.
You can be my email friend. You can tell me my 5 things.
Really? All right. I'll work on it.
No, I do need
one
to
of
do
you.
it.
You need
I
10
agree.
people.
I do need to do it. I did intend on doing it. Just things came up this weekend.
I hear you.
So
you're right. I had nothing going on this week, so I just,
yeah. You had a car ride. That's all you had to do.
That's all I had to do. I drove a little. Shut up. Shut up, yo.
Especially when you called me. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, I love helping people. Yeah. I like seeing when I see a need, and it's something I can do. And it doesn't even have to be something I like to do.
One of the things that you do first, even in your straight job.
Yeah.
Even in your straight job, what is one of the things that you?
If I see a need, I meet it, whether I like the job or not. I fill the gap. That's what I'm not
sure what that means.
It's well, one, I wish I had that sales dude's job because it's the opposite where I work. It's my talents are wasted. I should be teaching. I should be putting together presentations. I should be the guy that you let sit in the corner and go, we're going to have this problem in 6 months. Let me figure out how to get ahead of that. I should be the guy who is talking to the clinics and going, oh, no, let me help you. Let me work you through that. I'm sorry that whoever set you up didn't teach you how to use it. I can do that right now in 10 minutes. And I'm not. I'm the guy they're demanding numbers out of when I have a slow system. I'm the guy that they do come to for that stuff when they need it, and then I get pushed in a corner. When I say I see a need and I meet it, I've always done that with my paramedic job. Somebody didn't show up for work. Well, I'm not going home. I've been here for 2 days, but I'm not going home because you don't shut a truck down when I'm on duty. I live here. That's not going to happen. Same thing with it. Well, I would see IT issues coming up, or somebody would have it. I say, I can fix that for you because IT is busy. I can do that. I like IT. I'll do that. And I like working on that kind of thing. Not so much. I don't necessarily like talking to doctors. I don't like having to calm them down. It's not my forte, but I'm good at it. Lying. I am good at it, but I don't like to do it.
Well, another way of saying lying is storytelling.
Customer service.
Another way of lying is customer service. Yes, we will get right on that. Sure, we'll send somebody out there as soon as we feel like it.
So, yeah, so yes, I do that. But talking about even the stream here, I started this morning show. Everything I've done up to this point has been branded, future, build, future. Let's get this built up and do it right. But I saw him to get my slave, and he's like, man, if we really need somebody in the mornings before Dirty Boxers just to tell everybody. He and I were coming to the same wavelength. We're like, we need to do a promo. We need to do something that runs weekly. It says, this is what's on the stream. Hey, we've got a ton of shows on the stream. Come check it out. It's not just music and emptiness now. And he was talking about, well, we would like to have a morning show. And I just finally went, you know what? I'll sleep when I'm dead. It was a Gary Vaynerchuk thing. It's like, I stay up late. That's my natural thing. So the staying up late that Gary Vaynerchuk talks about is me getting up in the morning. And I saw a need. It's something I can do. I haven't branded this thing. I can't even tell you what the name is right half the time.
Chaos and Coffee.
There's no website.
Is there Chaos and Coffee in the morning, or?
It's Chaos and Coffee, and it is in the morning, but I don't say in the morning.
So you know what you should know. You know what you need to do, don't you?
In the morning.
Start a Facebook fan page.
See, I don't know if I want to put that.
Well, you know what? Here's what one of your minions should do it then. Hello, Rock Girl. One of your minions should really set it up so that you can find that you have a fan base and people love it. Hello, Rock Girl.
Maybe you're right. Well, see, the thing was, I wasn't even sure it was going to work. That was the thing. I'm filling the gap. I'm little boy Johnny putting my, I don't know if I want to say that on the show. I'm plugging the dam. I'm filling the hole. I'm keeping the leak. I'm like, okay, I see a need. I can do it. And it is turning into possibly something more. I mean, literally, the first show was I read the schedule. And I think Mr. Oils called in, and we just chatted about it. I mean, the first week kind of went that way. By the end of the week, I was hitting more people calling in. I was hitting news stories. Now I got crazy news stories. Oh, there's our 5 minutes. So, you know, I have many talents, and they all revolve around speaking, helping people. I mean, a lot like what your list is. I am good at telling people what to do. That is actually what I used to do at work a lot.
You know, this doesn't count for your list. You're going to give us a real list.
Okay, I'll get a real list. But I was a night shift supervisor at work because I knew how to run everything, and I would tell people. I'd make the call. Like, I don't know. Should I do this or that? Well, do this. Because, one, we're not waking the boss up because that's crap. Two, this is the one I can defend more than that one.
Right.
I can make a case in my head because that's the paramedic in me. Always write the court case. You know, that's how I was taught, and that's how I do it even at work. It's like, I can defend myself to the boss. Do this one. I make the call, so people start calling me boss and the night shift supervisor. I never got the pay or the title, but even my boss was like, let's have a meeting. I need to know what you're going to do with your employees. They're not my employees. You know, so
I don't get paid like they're my employees.
No, right? I know. I never did.
Do you have something for me?
A little bit. It's the golden chalice of shame.
It's a golden chalice of shame. Now, why don't you set this up before you give it to me so they know what's going on? I'm trying not to look at this.
You already have.
No,
all right.
I haven't.
So your favorite drink used to be Diet Dr. Pepper, and we filled you up with it in the fridge, and for some reason this one remained from October.
Now this is a diet cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper. They do not make them anymore. You can only find them. They're not producing them.
I did not know that.
That's right.
So should we keep it for another year? Let it age like a fine wine?
No, I'm going to drink it right now in front. I'm just, well, hang on, let me see if I can.
And I waited.
Shh.
Oh. It didn't fizz. That's scary.
It is scary. Wait, it's fizzing in my ear, if you can hear it.
Oh, I have headphones on. It is weird tonight. It's great you're in the studio, but I'm used to having you on my head.
Oh, dude, say that another way.
I'm used to having you warming my ears on either side. That's a different way.
Oh, help me, baby Jesus. 2 minutes, 52 seconds.
I keep wanting to turn you up on my headphones just because I'm used to having it right here.
Right.
And you're right there. Anyway, I like it.
Well, I'm used to having all my stuff set up, and the only thing that I have set up tonight is my microphone and my computer, and it was so nice just going, we are still recording, right?
Yeah. I don't know, the octopus of death is on. There it is.
There it is. All right, yeah. So there is only a couple more minutes. You know what? I'm not going to give you the phone number again. You can't call in anymore.
Nope.
So there.
But you can go to facebook.com/BCN Tosol. Hit the SpeakPipe tab. It might say voicemail. It might say SpeakPipe. Either way, hit it. So yes, you can listen to my microphone and then talk to us.
It says SpeakPipe on Facebook.
Yeah, I had to change it to voicemail. I just wanted mine to say voicemail, so I changed mine. So I do believe it says SpeakPipe.
And oddly enough, both Charles and I have jumped in. We just been talking about it a little bit tonight. Both of us have jumped in on the Instagram craze just before Facebook got it, because we have Android phones and became able to get on Android. So you can find him at Bear Crawling on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
You can find me at Mordant World on Instagram, and you can
always be promoting, yo.
Always be promoting, yo.
And I've already sent out a bunch of pictures of the bracelet, the book that we're using for Success Freaks.
That's awesome. I just took pictures of you.
You did vlog.
I'm gonna go downstairs and walk Glee now and eat some ice cream. 1 minute 30 seconds.
So you can find me bearcrawling.com, facebook.com/bearcrawlingnation for everything that goes on with everything that I do. Coming soon is a newsletter from the Den of the Bear.
That's right.
That's everything I'm into.
Those of you who are listening to us on the podcast, we are live every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, mordantworld.com/NAS. And those of you who are listening to us live, you can find us at theothersideoflive.com. We are also available on iTunes.
Go check it out. Download it. Share it with your friends. And get the TuneIn app for your phone so you can listen to us in the car when you're going to work, not going to sleep. It's when we're live, but you TuneIn app. Then you just search No Agenda. N-O-A-G, 2 words. No, you should have how to spell that. Agenda, A-G-E-N-D-A. And it comes up from live from Get No Nation or something like that. And you can hear us live. And my kids are listening on the Roku box downstairs.
That's right. You can find Charles at bearcrawlingnation.com. You can find me at mordantworld.com. Is there anything else? We got 25 seconds left, unless it's
not
plus
by
30.
my count.
All right, you got to tell me how much time we got left.
Time to go. Say it.
No, it's not. You said it's not by your count. We got plenty of time.
That's not what I meant.
All right. Well, thank you for listening in to tonight's show. It has been fun talking with you about discovering Plan B. Remember, Remember that life is all about how you handle Plan B. This is our Mordant Mon.
And the McFall.
So raise your,
Ciao, Dream Catchers.
so raise your glasses.
Boom, baby.
Whoop, whoop.
We will